Crunchy granola, 2 tablespoons water, 1½ cups pitted dates, 2 medium-sized speckled bananas, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 10 cups rolled oats, 1/2 cup unsweetened coconut, and a scant ½ teaspoon salt. So I see we got stuff already going here.
We do, and we're going to start by softening the dates because oftentimes the dates are a little bit firm or the blender's a little bit weak, not a good combination. So we're just going to start warming up the dates just to soften them a little. You could do it in the microwave if you want it. I have 2 tablespoons of water, and we're just going to go ahead and, we'll just put them in here.
Now these are those medjool dates.
Actually, I think they're deglets. Yeah,
okay,
they are
nice.
big though, aren't they? They are.
Nice.
Okay, and we're just going to turn this on.
Okay.
On low a little bit, and you don't want to put the heat up too high on them because there is just a small amount of water in here, just enough to gently steam them. So that'll just take a couple of minutes to soften them up. And while we're doing that, we'll go head over to the blender.
Okay, there you go.
We had a couple of speckled bananas in there, and that's because, of course, when they're speckled, they are
ripe.
Ripe and sweet, right?
That's right.
So we're just going to go ahead and break these up and put them in, and this is going to be our liquid. What I found was a granola that doesn't have a lot of oil in it doesn't get that super crispy crunch like a fry.
I would
fry
agree.
season. So I found that if you use less water, it's not as tough. So we use just the smallest amount of water, and then our bananas become our moisture that's going to help those dates to also get going.
And it gives you sweetness as well as the dates.
Absolutely.
But bananas are sweet. If they're ripe, they're sweet.
If they're speckled, they are. Absolutely. And then we're just going to add our vanilla in here.
Okay.
And you want to peek on that? That's sizzling. We can shut that off and just let the heat just get there. Put this on.
So you're going to blend this first a little bit.
Blend this just a little bit just to make it smooth. So that gives us a little bit of moisture to get those dates going. And now
helpful.
Yeah, and now we can add the dates to that.
So this is it. They just sit a couple minutes.
Just a minute, just to get them soft. And we have a pretty good blender here, but the moisture is pretty much gone. There's just a little tiny bit left there, and that's going to help a lot so that our granola is not tough. I will need this spatula.
Normally at home, would you wait till all the water's gone before you blend it, or how you did it now is how you normally would do it?
It's probably going to depend how attentive you are to your pan. Either way, it's going to work. The water's either going to be a tiny bit in the pan or it'll be in your dates, so it's not really going to affect the recipe, but you just want to make sure that you're not wrecking havoc on your blender. It's an expensive piece of equipment, and you want to take good care of your equipment. Okay. And you want it to be smooth. Okay. I'm just going to let the air bubble get out of there.
Okay.
That's it. We just need to get it so that it will be a creamy sauce for our oats. So I'm going to get some gloves
You need
here.
these guys
I
here.
do, thank you. So we have our oats here, and these are just regular rolled oats.
Have you ever made granola with quick oats?
You know, I have. Have you?
I have, just because I ran out of rolled oats, and so I thought, well, I don't want to go to the store right now. I'll just make it. But
When my children were little, they didn't appreciate the hard crunch of a regular rolled oats. And so I would make it with quick oats, which made it quite a bit more tender, and then they would enjoy it.
yeah, that's great.
Okay, so we're also going to add to this our coconut. This is an unsweetened coconut, but you can use whatever coconut you want. It's a pretty small amount. And this granola is relatively low fat because it just has this, and it doesn't have a lot of nuts, and it doesn't have a lot of oil, which makes it more versatile. If you wanted to have a light supper that didn't have a lot of fat in it, you could then have a bowl of granola. Because
or for breakfast, you could add some nuts or something.
Precisely.
Okay.
Yes, so it's versatile. So we'll just go ahead and add our sauce here.
Nice.
which is all natural. So you get the, you get the fiber in the fruit, and you get the extra nutrition.
I can smell the banana.
Yeah,
It smells really good.
Oh, it does. It does. Okay. Let's see if we can get that out.
No, trying to get everything out of the bottom.
Yes.
That's always the challenge with the blender.
All right. I think that's going to do for now.
Got
And I
it.
will save this. Okay. Actually, if you start stirring a little bit with this, your hands won't get quite so messy.
Nice.
And oats are so good for you. And if people need a gluten-free diet,
You can get gluten-free oats.
you can get gluten-free oats. They're all naturally gluten-free, but it just depends on where they're produced. Because if they're produced on a line that also produces wheat,
Right, then you get the cross-contamination.
that's
of that,
it.
The gluten, right.
So we don't want to do that.
It's hard to mix in a bowl without getting it over the edges here.
Yes, we'll do our very best here. Okay. So we're just going to mix this. The thing is, you want to get this evenly coated
Yes.
so that you don't have dry spots and then a big clump, because those big clumps will not dry as evenly
Yeah.
in the oven. One of the nice things about this recipe is you can just put it in the oven overnight.
I like that.
Yes.
What do you usually bake it at? I see you got your pan here.
Yes, I usually bake mine at 175. And I do have a time bake on my oven, so I'll set my oven for about 9 hours.
Oh, so you bake it a long time then.
I do, and it gets nice and dry because it's at such a low temperature. Okay, we are getting close here. And we eat a lot of granola because it is versatile. In our next recipe, we're actually going to be using some of this granola.
We're going to add some fruit and some nuts. Is that the one, or a different recipe you mean?
We're going to do that too.
Oh.
Okay, we're on the same page. Okay.
All right.
All right, so that's looking pretty good.
You want me to hold for you here? Or are you trying
Sure.
to get in here?
That's what we'll do. We're just going to go ahead and put that on here.
Nice.
And you can make a double batch and make 2 pans worth, and spread your racks out in the oven a little bit if you're going to do that. And then spread it evenly on your pan.
And this is what it looks like when it's all done.
That's what it looks like when
I
it's
see
done.
that.
Absolutely,
Nice.
yes. Let me move this over here, and we're going to talk about when it's all done.
I like that. Very nice.
This is a very crunchy granola. So what we'd like to do with it is make a fruited rice.
Okay.
And we'll take
A fruited
I'm sorry.
granola.
Fruited granola.
I was going to say,
Fruited rice
we're
is
not
great
making
too.
rice.
Fruited granola.
Okay.
So we'll take about 3/4 of a cup of the granola, and then we've got some unsweetened almond milk. I put about a half a cup, which isn't a whole lot. Thank you. And then you can use pineapple.
Nice.
You could use canned pears or peaches, something that's got a little liquid to it. And then we just stir this up, excuse me. We'll just stir that up and put this in the refrigerator overnight. So especially if you have children, my 3-year-old grandson loves this dish because it gets nice and soft and easy for them to chew.
Now, if it were my husband, Greg, he would take it straight like this, add the milk, and eat it right away.
Chewy.
Before it gets soggy at all, because he doesn't like soggy. But I would like the soggy. I like
You like
things soft, and he likes
softer.
it crisp. Yeah. But you got some blueberries and nuts here.
We do, and so then in the morning, we'll do the one that you might sample.
okay.
In the morning, you can add, I've got some blueberries here.
Nice.
And then, nuts are so good for you. They're heart healthy and all that. So you want about a small handful, which is actually about almost 1/4 cup. So if you wanted a variety, first we'll stir this up, and then we'll go ahead and put our nuts on top.
Nice.
So the fresh blueberries are full
like
of antioxidants, and you've got fiber, fruit, and grains here. So you've got your carbohydrates, you've got protein, you have fats. This is just a wonderful way to start your morning. And colorful. Peach and raspberry is delicious.
Oh, yes, that sounds good.
Do you like walnuts?
Uh-huh.
You're going to be our taste tester, right? So we're going to put what
Yay.
you like on here.
I like
So we
walnuts.
put some walnuts. Do you like pumpkin seeds?
Oh, yeah.
Nice source of zinc.
Nice. Let me get a spoon,
Okay.
and we'll try this granola.
There you go.
Now, you call this the fruited granola?
Fruited granola.
Nice. I'm trying to make sure I get some granola here.
Okay. Sweet, but not overly sweet because of the pineapple. And then the dates and the banana in there.
I could eat this whole bowl. This
Good.
is very good. Oh,
You
yeah.
could. You know, and if you had this and then in the morning,
That's good.
you know, you could just take a nice apple
Yeah.
and make it pretty. You know, if you put pretty food out, fruit or whatever, your children will eat fruit when it's cut up and
That's true.
it's attractive to look at. So get yourself some little tools to make it look beautiful.
Nice.
And you can get that set up, and then you have your fruit, and this whole breakfast is about 625 calories. Now, the average woman needs between 1,600 and 2,400, depending on how active she is at her age and things. So if you're looking at a 2,000 calorie a day diet, you want to get about 600 to 800 calories in your breakfast.
Oh, absolutely.
So this may look big to some of you, but in the morning, our stomach is more prepared for a meal. We've been fasting all night, break the fast in the morning. And so even though it's a custom in our society to eat a small breakfast and a bigger lunch, we could flip that upside down because you need your fuel when you're in the morning, when you're getting up to go. So
That's great. Absolutely.